All right, what's up, guys? So that right here is the part one of our throwing warm-up routine series. There will be a part two eventually down the road as I dig into some more science. But for that standpoint, for now, we give you a part one of today. We're going to talk about linear and rotational throws. We're going to talk about triple extension, T-spine movement, and some other different things today. So the most important thing for us today, guys, is before we get going and throwing, make sure we're nice and warmed up. If you're a part of my program, you probably have arm care. You probably have a custom dynamic warm-up routine that's also on my YouTube. So make sure we're doing all that different type of stuff, right? So very first throw, there's going to be a lot of explaining. I need you to really sit down, pay attention. The more you can learn the first time, the less you have to keep rewatching the video, and eventually you know exactly what to do and don't have to keep coming back here, okay? All right, so the very first throw we're doing here today, this is called a rotational on the knee throw, okay? So here's some key things you'll need to remember, all right? We need this elbow pointing at where we want to throw. Everyone's always told you glove. They're wrong. It's elbow. Elbow is pointing at where you want to throw. We want to have our arm here in this position. Obviously, if you're a submarine guy, it's a different story. But for guys that are at least low 3/4 to over the top, right, we want this nice little 90-degree position. You'll see here in a second. We want this 90-degree position here. We want to get horizontally abducted. Okay, if you're curious what that means, we're taking our arm back here. We're pushing it behind while trying to be relaxed. The hardest thing about pitching is learning to actually be explosive while getting in these right positions as well, without being tight. Okay, so gonna come right here, 90 position here. We want our arm roughly in a flat line. So think straight 90 here, just like this. We're going to stand up here. From here, guys, okay, we need to get our hip, knee, and ankle and fully extending, okay? And as we're extending and we're rotating, we want the spine to flex and extend back and then move like this, okay? So I'm going to do one very slowly, and I'm going to do one a little bit faster. So you're going to stand up here. We're going to triple extend the back leg, and we're going to throw, okay? All right, one more time. So we're here just like this. We're trying to feel our hip move forward here just like this. We're trying to pull this back here and throw. So that right there is a rotational on the knee throw. This one right here is called a linear throw or a chest throw, okay, also on a knee. We're going to be here just like this, right? We're going to stand up just like we did the other one. We're going to extend, triple extend. We're taking our trunk, letting this arm whip back. We want our glove side to be tucked right here. We don't want it all the way through. We don't want it around. We want it to just basically flip through. Okay, so that's why we're holding here. Here, just like this, stand up. Boom. We want to think how much our spine can do. Now, a couple different studies shown that approximately almost 86% of your energy comes out through the trunk. Obviously, that's an average number. Some people are a little bit more, a little bit less. But if you don't have good T-spine mobility, go check out the static stretching video. But also on top of that too, is if we're not good spine throwers, we can't throw hard and healthy. Okay. All right. Next one, we're in a full stride position here. Okay, this is a full stride rotational throw. Right? Remember, elbow pointed here. We want this arm flat here, 90 degrees. All we're doing from here is we're picking up this front foot. We're driving with this backside and triple extending, and we're throwing. We do not want to go and lunge, and we do not want to go and swing this front leg away from us. Okay, if you're curious on how this should look when you land, we actually want to be about 2 to 4 inches across the midline of our body compared to our back leg, and we want this foot turned slightly inward. If you're a right-handed pitcher, it's roughly 2 o'clock. If you're a left-handed pitcher, it's roughly 10 o'clock. You can also be 1 o'clock or 11 o'clock. 12 o'clock's okay, but we do not want to sit there and have our foot like this or like this or like this or really close it off like this when we land, okay? Right. So same thing here. Just like this, we're thinking, how much can we rotate these hips forward? We're letting this be back here, right? We're trying to feel ourselves kind of be nice and loose. We're going to step here and triple extend here, then throw. All right, next thing, still the same thing. We're full stride again, but this is a linear or chest throw. Full stride, we're gonna pick it up, we're triple extending. You can see how I want this to go and extend back as this lays back, and we're trying to throw with their trunk. So it should really look just like this. We're trying to let the trunk throw the ball. Just like this here. Glove is tucked here, just like this. All right. Next one we got here is a momentum rotational throw. Feet are going to be together here just like this. Going to be the exact same position. Elbow pointed here. Arm pointed here, 90-degree angle roughly. Arm straight. We're picking up a big leg kick. We're driving and triple extending. Same thing applies. Lands a little bit across the body. We don't want to go and swing that leg. We want to triple extend last second right before we land. So guess what? We don't want to do this, right? Wasn't even close to landing. We want to get as close as possible to landing before we try to explode. Then we're going to throw. So just like this here, trying to feel the separation between our hips and our shoulders. Arms nice and loose. Straight line. Big leg kick up. And grab. All right, same thing. Linears or chest throws, momentum. Here, just like this, right? Big leg kick up. Last second, then we're thinking extend this back and throw with the trunk. All right, so those are the 6 basic linear and rotational throws. Next, we have the Chapman drill, okay? The way the Chapman drill works is this. We're gonna be in this position here. We're gonna torque this leg back. We're gonna face this heel towards where we're going. We're gonna be just like this, preset here, preset here. We're gonna pick up this heel just a little bit more. We're gonna go and drive this down and in, and we're throwing. We're trying to feel a physical separation between our hips and our shoulders. We're trying to be 2-piece throws here. So, just like this here. Loading this leg here, make sure the straight line is close to 90. We're gonna pick up this heel, turn and throw. Okay, all right. We got phase 3 and phase 2 throws next. Okay, so pitching's really broken down 2 big phases. Is basically the drive phase and the throwing phase, but we're gonna break it down in 3 phases first. Load phase, drive phase, throw phase. Okay, here's the way it works. Here, just like this, we're gonna pick up this leg. As we go down here, we're trying to think forward and down at the same rate while twisting this back as we break the midline. Rotate back here. Okay, now we're in this position here. If you notice, we're basically in this Chapman drill. Once we get to here, we're going to pick up that toe again. We're going to drive this forward, and then we're going to finish and throw. So that's a phase 3 drill. So we loaded, we drove, now we're throwing. So here's what one looks like. All right. Phase 2 delivery. This is the hardest one to learn. We are loading and driving at the same time, last second, right before we land, then we throw. So I'm going to do one as slow as possible for you, and then I'll show you one a little bit faster. So all we're thinking about doing here is just like this here. We're going forward and down the same rate, filling this here. We're thinking, how hard can I snap this hip, knee, and ankle down and extend? We want this shin to be as linear as possible. Vertical shins where they're more facing upwards, guys throw a lot slower with that. There are guys that have a little more linear shins are typically going to throw much, much harder. Okay. Here, just like this. Boom. Okay. We're going to go and pause here for just a split second. Right. Elbow point at the guy. Straight line close to 90 as possible. We're going to finish and throw. Okay. All right. Next thing we got is power drills. Okay. These are power drive drills. So we're going to do them linear and rotationally as well. Okay. So I'm going to go out of frame for these basically. But the way that it kind of works is this. We're going to do rotational first. Okay. We're going to be in like a full stride position, just like we did the full stride rotations. We're picking it up and driving, but we're doing it 3 times and we're throwing. So I'm going to get out of frame real quick. So if you need to learn how to do them again, go back to the rotational full stride drills, okay? So we're going to get back here. Going to be here just like this. 1, 2, 3, and throw. Okay? Every single time we drive, we want to feel this and this separate against each other. Now, that's the rotation one. For the chest throw one or the linear one, it's the same thing. We're here just like this, in that full stride spot. Boom. We're trying to feel this extend back. We're trying to drive as late as possible, okay, late as possible. So we don't want to go and jump. We want to think drive, okay? So we're going to do 3 of those and we're going to throw. So I'm going to try to get in the frame whenever I throw, do my best. And just remember, we're trying to throw with that trunk. Okay, all right. We now are going to move on to the more athletic moving stuff for this part 1 series. Like I said, as we grow this channel more and more, we get more research at this, we'll start eventually growing this to where we're getting more and more warm-up throws, okay? Now, if you're curious on how many we should do roughly about 2 to 3 throws a piece for each drill, okay? Obviously, if you want to do more, you can, but just keep in mind, your arm's not a rubber band, okay? You have a limited amount of throws. So you want to just do this warm-up series, just enough throws to where you feel loose or close to being loose. That way your last few, you can kind of play around what you want to play around with, okay? So, all right. We're going to have jump throws, split jump throws, cross-body split jump throws. We're going to talk about here in a second, okay? So with jump throws, we're going to be here just like this. We're presetting here, right? Elbows here. We're trying to fill our chest. Rotate back. You can see I'm kind of leaning back with this just a little bit. We want a little bit of control, just a little bit, okay? And all we're going to do from here is we're going to jump and throw. We're going to think, let our hips separate, and let our chest try to throw this ball. So we're trying to create active hip and shoulder separation with this. So you're here just like this. Jump and throw. Okay? Split body jump throws. Okay, so we're going to be split just like this. Same thing here. And we're really splitting, jumping up. Try to let this hip rotate forward and allow the trunk to come through last. All right, now we got cross body split jump throws because you're really going to be crossing your body. So instead of having your original stance, we're going to go opposite stance. Same thing. We're trying to feel this separate here. Be nice and loose as possible. And we're going to jump and throw. All right, so the last drill I have right here for y'all is called the Marcus Stroman drill. All you're trying to feel here is how slow can I go before I have to press the gas to go fast, okay? The issue with a lot of pitchers is, or throwers in general, is they build intent too early. So basically they're going fast, and then right before they throw, they slow down because the intent was not there. Timing is a whole lot more important than sometimes the intent that you're going. Now, intent can build a velocity if it has the right timing with it, right? So if you get really, really good with this down the road, you can start moving faster and faster and faster. But for now, I want you to pay attention to me, okay? Here, just like this, okay? Even if you're not a pitcher, okay, I still want you to do these. Here, slow as possible, and then turn and go. So we're trying to wait as late as possible. Once you get good with that, with these Marcus Stroman drills, you then can finally start moving much faster, going forward and out the same rate, twisting back, snapping through, getting everything through. But we want to be as slow as possible the entire way through until the last second right before we land. Remember, we want triple extension and chest to expand like this, right before we land. So right before we land, boom, then this chest opens up, boom, and we throw that trunk down. Okay, let's do one more. All right, so that is all the warm-up ones we have for right now. Now, if you're not loose after this still, I really wouldn't recommend long toss. And I'll eventually go and post a book about it. But long story short, max long toss. Now, I'm not sitting there saying 120 feet pull downs. Anything basically where you're having to go and modify your body, throw it at an angle, it's going to change your mechanical structure, especially if you're a pitcher. Now, if you're an outfielder, we can have this little debate. I don't think you should go really above 150 feet still. But point being, I'm going to write about this in my book as well down the road. But the most important thing is when y'all get loose or you feel like you're not loose, right? Some of the other throws you can do, Marcus Sherman drill, phase 2 delivery. Those are the big ones you can kind of work on. The Chapman drill is also great too as well. If you notice, every drill we did today was preset. So if you want to sometimes, after you're done throwing, you can also go and do non-preset throwing drills. But just keep in mind, we want to make sure that our arm is at least roughly in the same range, roughly around 90 degrees, straight line here, and we're here like this when we land, okay? A lot of the injuries that I see happen are guys that are really, really low or really, really high when they land, okay? Now, obviously, if you're a submarine guy, okay, or if you're somebody who's throwing not quite submarine, but maybe underneath here, right? All you're going to do is take all the drills we did today, and I kid you not, you're just going to go and tilt your body where you're usually at. That's the only thing you're doing differently. All right, that is the end for part 1 of the throwing series. And this may be your only throwing series. We'll see. It depends on the science that we go and gather down the road. But this is everything for y'all. If you have any questions, put it down in the comment section down below. Go check out my other videos that I posted. Have some plyometric stuff in there, static stuff. And yeah, thank you so much for listening in, and see you another time.